Hey folks, it's Jason from Jason Polak Photography here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about N-Log, or how to work with N-Log using nodes on the color page in Davinci Resolve. Now, what exactly is N-Log? Well, I'm not going to describe it too much, but basically it's a log encoding for video that's present on some Nikon cameras like the Nikon Z6 III, the Nikon Z9, and the Nikon Z8. So this is a way of sometimes working with more dynamic range, capturing more dynamic range. If you have a scene with a lot of dynamic range, you might want to use this format to work with these difficult lighting scenarios as opposed to some of the standard SDR profiles in camera. But the thing is, if you work with Nikon N-Log instead of the normal SDR color space N-Log encoding, then you're going to have to do a little bit of transformation from the N-Log to standard Rec 709 color space. Basically, you have to transform this weird looking video footage into normal looking video footage. So we're going to do that today. I'm going to show you an easy way to do it with nodes in Davinci Resolve. Before I start, I want to say that this isn't the only way to work with N-Log. You can simply transform the footage using LUTs. Like Nikon offers some red LUTs on their website that can easily transform N-Log footage into Rec 709 footage. That's another way of doing it, a perfectly valid way of doing it, a different way of working. And they have a technical LUT there and some creative LUTs to give you some initial looks, but this is just a basic way to do it without using any LUTs, just the nodes in the color page. So let's get to it. In Davinci Resolve, first, open up your project and go to File, Project Settings. Click on Color Management, and in the timeline color space, select Davinci WG/Intermediate. In the output color space, select Rec 709 Scene. The idea is to use a wide color space for grading and only eventually output to Rec 709. Next, click Save and import your N-Log clips. Add an adjustment clip over the clip you want to convert. Click on the adjustment clip and go to the color page. Make sure the adjustment clip is selected in the color page. Now, click on the one existing node and press Option S on a Mac or Alt S on Windows to add a bunch of new nodes. We'll need to add two color space transformation nodes, one to the beginning and one to the end. This will allow you to work in Davinci wide gamut for grading. Now, to add these color transformation nodes, click on the first node, click on Effects, and then drag the Color Space Transform effect on the first node. For input color space, use Rec 2020 because N-Log is in Rec 2020 space. For input gamma, select N-Log. For output color space, select Davinci Wide Gamut, and for output gamma, use Davinci Intermediate. Now, the reason why we're not converting it to Rec 709 yet is because the first node is going to take that N-Log footage and convert it to Davinci Wide Gamut so we can work with it, grade it, and then the final node will take that stuff and convert it to Rec 709. So let's see how we do that. Now, click on the last node and drag another color space transform to it. This time, for input color space, use Davinci Wide Gamut, and for input gamma, use Davinci Intermediate. Finally, for output color space, use Rec 709, and for output gamma, use Gamma 2.4. You'll see that the footage looks more or less normal. Now, the idea is that you can use these intermediate nodes to do all your adjustments, such as tone curves and color. How to do this is beyond the scope of this tutorial, but I'll do a few adjustments like this so you can see what it looks like. So, you see the process is actually kind of simple. Basically, you have a starting node which takes your N-Log footage and converts it to a Davinci Wide Gamut color space. And then you do some stuff to that to grade it, and you have a final node which finally takes the Davinci Wide Gamut stuff and converts it to Rec 709. It's really quite simple. It's one way to work with Nikon N-Log, but like I said, there are other ways, and I'm probably going to cover that in a future tutorial where I talk about Nikon's red LUTs. But that's the quick way of doing it without using any LUTs whatsoever, the sort of manual way to do it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. I'm happy to answer any questions for you, and I'll see you again next time.